This is Sumbul Sang with episode number 2 of the S1E2 show.
Does your work energize you? Does it make your impact on the world? Welcome to Start Anew, the show that looks beyond success into freedom, fulfillment, and your passion-driven career. Join your host, Sumbul Sang, for inspiring stories and bite-sized training to help you start anew with clarity. And now, here is Sumbul.
Hey there, starters! Thank you for joining me on Wrap Up Wednesday for part 2 of my conversation with Justin Glover. Now, if you haven't heard Justin's unusual story of how he found freedom and fulfillment by shutting down his $1.9 million business, please check out part 1 of our conversation in episode number 1. Today, we continue our conversation with Justin, and he tells us about his morning and fitness routines, his productivity and personal development habits, and exactly how you can reach out to him to ask him questions about your entrepreneurial journey. We're shifting gears now to talk about Justin's success habits. So Justin, my first question about your success habits is, what is your morning routine?
My morning routine is I'm very, very, very meticulous about my morning routine. It takes about 2.5 hours every single morning, and I'm not going to go through all of the details, but it's very detailed out. That's how I operate better in the mornings. I like to just show up and kind of do the work. I don't like to have to be, if I put myself in a position where I have to think, all right, what are the things that I need to do today? Then I won't be as effective doing them. So I have it all written out. I know exactly what I need to do every single morning. That way, all I have to do is wake up, show up, and do the work. And so my morning routine consists of doing the 6 things that really fuel me mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. So I'm doing some reading, I'm doing some meditation, I spend time in prayer, I go and exercise. I try to sweat every single morning, eating a really good and healthy breakfast, listening to something positive in my ear while I'm working out. So there's the first part of my day, it's all about me. And on the Results 513 show, one of the questions that we ask all of the people that we interview is like, what's your morning routine? And I've even done a few episodes in the early stages where I detail, like, if you wanted to see my exact, like, step by step what I do from the time I wake up till the time I go to bed, there's podcast and show episodes on that. But essentially, it's all about really just spending the time making sure that I'm as strong as I can be before I go into the day and start taking on other people's agenda. So that's the main thing. Obviously, the importance of it. In terms of what I do, it's just I do the things that make me feel good in all of the areas that I want to feel good at.
Tell us briefly about your fitness routine. What is it that you do every day?
So for me, I get pulled by, like, I love new stuff, right? And I love accomplishing new things. And so for me, the idea of completing a triathlon is it's an idea that's exciting to me, right? And so for me, currently, as we record this interview, my exercise and fitness routine is training for that triathlon. So what does that actually look like? I don't have a trainer or anything, but every morning when I go to the gym, I just sort of alternate. I'll run some mornings, I ride a bike some mornings, and I swim some mornings. And then some mornings I will do a combination of the 3. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm doing the things. I'm training for a triathlon, and that's pretty much what my routine looks like at the moment.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us. And now tell us, what is your one productivity tool that you can't live without?
Simpleology. Simpleology is something that I use every single day. I use there's this aspect called Start My Day, and it's just a thinking process. It takes me through, like, anytime throughout the day I have a thought or an idea or, something that I want to remember or I will need in the future. I don't leave it in my head. I use the Simpleology dream catcher is what they call it. I use that, I pull it up, and I put it in there. And then every morning when I go to start my day, there's literally a button in Simpleology that says start my day. And I click that button and it walks me through this process and it pulls in everything that I've added to my dream catcher from the night before. And it says, okay, now it's time to process this stuff. What are you going to do today? What things need, to be done by somebody else, and I just process it and organize it. So that, for me, Simpleology is made up of lots of other different things, and it has a lot of other functionalities, but I use it primarily for the Start My Day feature, and that's something that I don't know what I would do if I didn't have it.
How important is personal development for you today, even now, several years on in your journey of entrepreneurship? And how much time do you typically invest in it in a month?
Personal development is one of the mother skills. Well, I don't necessarily call it a skill. It's something that's of high importance for me, and it's a common theme. Somebody that talks to a lot of high performers, they're all they all place high priority on personal development and personal growth. So it's incredibly important. How much time do I spend? How do I typically invest in it? I read about a book or so a week. I typically listen to, on average, I would say maybe about an hour's worth of podcasts or some sort of personal development per day. So I don't know how much that is in a month, but the any all of my free moments in between when I'm not doing other stuff, I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't listen to the radio a lot. I'm always trying to put good stuff in, like when I'm driving or working out or any of those free times. That's when I do my personal development.
What are the two most important values that you live by, and how do you make them part of your daily routine?
I think number one is being authentic and really just being true to yourself and who you are, not trying to be, something that you saw somewhere else, or not trying to be someone else. That's sort of the first one. People really resonate with that, and how do I make that part of my everyday routine? One of the things that I'm really big on Snapchat, right? And I love Snapchat because of that specifically. It's so authentic, right? Like, I can't have Snapchat is it's a little video and moment sharing platform where you can do these little 10-second videos or a picture or whatever, and create a story throughout the day. And so that's what I do. I have behind the scenes of my life as the host of the Results 513 show. I kind of capture that on Snapchat. And the reason that I like it is because I can't have a virtual assistant go in and update my snaps for me. Like, it has to be me. So it's very authentic. There's not a prep, I'm either walking or driving or like bad hair day or what. Like, it's authentic, right? So that's one. The other is, I think, man, there's a lot. Another one that's high on my list is integrity. Doing the things that are right, right? And I think we all know what those things are. Um, it's do the things that you would want done to you, right? It's being in integrity. If you say you're going to do something, be a person of integrity and do it. And just really listening to your intuition. I think that's something that are they're both closely aligned.
Justin, thank you for joining us today and sharing your inspiring story of success, struggle, and fulfillment. What is your parting piece of guidance to those embarking on a new adventure in life? Share the best way we can connect with you online, and then we'll say goodbye.
Parting piece of advice, I would say, follow your heart. Listen to your intuition. Always lead with value first. And when you live your life and make your decisions based coming from a place of love and value, everything else falls in place. You can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong, and always be improving. Never stop learning. I learn every single day, as we've talked about, from the very beginning all the way up until now, learning and educating myself and getting the right information has been a very important part of my journey from day one. So that would be my parting piece of advice. Where you can find me, come check out the Results 513 show. Results513.com/show will take you over there, and you can get a free little gift. Results513.com. There's other stuff. Shoot me an email if you have a question for me, or actually if you have a question, probably be better. You'll get a lot more in-depth answer if you just submit it at results513.com/ask. And look up the Results 513 show. It's on iTunes and YouTube and all of that stuff. So there's a lot of good stuff there. Come hang out. Looking forward to hearing from you guys.
That's a wrap for today, starters. All the resources that Justin has talked about today, such as his favorite productivity tool and how to ask him questions about your entrepreneurial journey, please check out the show notes for this episode at letstartanew.com/2.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Start Anew Show. We invite you to be more than a passive listener. Be a starter. Join our community and snag exclusive freebies from Symbol and her guests at letstartanew.com. Create your vision of freedom and fulfillment right here on the Start Anew Show.